Thing is, we have to resist the urge to plant them right now. They're not ready. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead, and my name is Jason, and we're getting close to our time of year. This over here behind me is our in-ground garden and some raised beds. Obviously the garden needs some work, but it's okay because we're not ready to plant it yet. We've got our tomatoes and our peppers in our little greenhouse right here, but they're not ready to be planted. We're working on them, and basically we just gotta get them hardened off. The peppers have recovered from the issues we've had with them. The tomatoes have recovered from the issues we've had with them. Angela has transplanted and thinned out and done everything she needed to do. She's nursed these suckers back to health, and we're about to show them off a little bit. Look at these beautiful plants. Man, pull this dump cart out of the way. All these beautiful tomato plants. Thing is, we have to resist the urge to plant them right now. They're not ready. They may look ready. They may smell like tomato plants. They may look like something you'd love to buy, love to have. But they're not quite ready for the outdoors. You see, they have to be hardened off. I mean, it's basically like they're just not ready for the outdoors on their own. You know, you wouldn't raise a child and that'd be 8 years old and send it out on its own, right? A mother bird, if I can find it, I have one. We have one over here. But a mother bird doesn't put her little baby birds out on their own until they're ready. These are still little babies. They're not quite ready. They gotta get used to what's going on around them. So the plants aren't ready yet. We have to do something called harden them off, right? Basically the process is we get them outside for a little bit at a time. And one thing is, when you're bringing your plants out, just make sure you don't damage them, because while they are resilient, they're a little still flimsy. See that? This is what we're doing to harden them off, because these stems are not quite strong enough yet to deal with the elements. And all these beautiful peppers and tomatoes and tomatillos and ground cherries that I have around here, they look great, but again, they're just not quite ready. They need to be exposed to the elements, to the outside air for a little bit at a time, because they've been sheltered. They've been inside the house, they've been in the greenhouse. Now they've been in the greenhouse when it's a little cooler overnight, and that greenhouse isn't heated, obviously. So they have been exposed to some cooler air, but they're still sheltered. They haven't been exposed to wind. They haven't been exposed to outside air without any protection. So what we do then, we bring them out for a few hours at a time, preferably the first time, not in direct sunlight. So we'll take these out, like tonight. It's mediocre temperatures. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's not sunny at all. So we're gonna leave them out here for a few hours, put them back inside the night, bring them back out tomorrow, and maybe get a little sunlight if it's not raining. You don't want to bring them out in the rain yet, obviously, but they need a little breeze on them, you know, because they haven't really been blown around any. So they need some breeze. They need to strengthen up their stems, and now you see they're getting stronger. The color in this stem is a sign that it's getting stronger. And to be honest with you, they are nearly hardened off already, but they do need to be exposed to this outside air in a controlled setting for just a little bit before you try to put them in the ground and let them deal with direct sun and everything else, because direct sun on something that hasn't been trained to handle outside air is really damaging. The first year or two, Angela and I decided to start our own tomatoes and peppers from seeds. We weren't at this property yet, and we were just like, okay, we're gonna do this, we can do this. And we had beautiful plants, but we didn't know anything about hardening them off. We took these beautiful plants that looked great and put them outside directly in the sun, and they just died. They fell out, wilted over, and died. It was terrible. And all that effort that we had went through and the time that we had went through was all for naught. The main thing with these now, though, is that these stems need to get stronger. They're nearly there. They just need to get stronger, and you can tell because they're leaning over. They need to be upright a little bit more. And being hardened off and able to handle the outside elements is going to make them stronger on their own. Before they're hardened off, they tend to lean towards the sun, which they're going to go towards the sun anyways, but when the stems aren't as strong, they're going to take it harder and lean. So like these, it's obvious they're not quite ready yet because they are leaning out so much. But once they get hardened off, they will lean less, and they'll be able to handle the elements more without doing that. Now again, you're just going to want to take it slow with them. Put them outside for, if they haven't been outside yet, put them outside for a little bit at a time, and then, you know, for a day or so. Then give them some direct sun. Give them the harsher direct sun and see how they handle it. As long as they're not wilting, hey, they're ready to go. If they're wilting in direct sun, they're not quite ready yet. But you gotta give them a chance, and then the guy had that chance to grow. And the main reason you do this slowly, a little bit at a time, is to make sure that there's as little shock and stress on them as possible. Nurture those plants, give them a chance to develop, give them a chance to get stronger without that extreme amount of shock and stress on them, because you're going to have healthier plants. Because when they have extreme shock and stress, they start dropping leaves, and they sometimes they go into wanting to produce blossoms because they think their time's almost over. They got to reproduce, right? It's kind of silly, but it's kind of the way it is. So you want to make sure that as little stress and little shock as possible, so that you have the healthiest and strongest plants to put in the ground when you're ready. That's it. Simple as that. Make sure you follow those steps and nurture those plants to have the strongest plants possible. Again, my name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love you guys. God bless you. Goodbye.